Yes, we are on air and we already have 2 viewers. Hello, everybody. Cineva a scris. Somebody wrote on Facebook that at precisely 19, 19:30, I'm live and I'm still free. Watch me while I'm still free. I'm trying to see if I'm live on our Facebook page, and it seems that we are live. Yes. Hello, everybody. Hello. We are expecting a few foreigners. I mean, pilots outside from Romania, non-Romanian speaking pilots, and in respect to that, we are speaking. I'm presenting in English. I hope I won't make so many English speaking mistakes, because it's obvious that I don't speak English every day. Okay, we will speak about everything we need to know about this competition, about the geographical area, about how to get there, about the places you should already save on your Google Maps. Okay, we will talk about the takeoffs. Actually, I didn't include anything about the landings. Come on, I forgot this. But anyway, I will try to present as many useful stuff as possible. Okay, so we are 22. It's almost 19:30. It seems that my the sound is just perfect. I tried to watch myself on Facebook. Okay, stop this. Let me see. Just one moment. I have to upload my presentation file. Okay, while my presentation is loading and it will be ready to be displayed on this live stream, I want to tell you something about this competition. It will be a PrePWC, and I will treat it as well like beginners to intermediate competition. Last year we tried to make some presentations, useful presentations regarding, of course, paragliding subjects. I mean, competition flying, evolution in paragliding, thermal flying, why not? Flying in the mountain, flying in the plains, flying for records, going for, why not, a win in a competition task, okay? But last year, it was the first edition of SkyDreamers, and I apologize to everybody that came to us and wanted this presentation to happen. It seemed that we didn't have the right place to organize them. We were very tired every evening, and this year, yeah, we resolved this, and I promise you, this year we will have at least 5 presentations in the evening, because I have a separate person than me who will handle all this. Okay, so let's start the presentation file. So we are talking about PrePWC SkyDreamers. It's a PrePWC in Brasov area. We never had this opportunity in Brasov to make the winner of this competition go directly to the PWC Super Final, and to make a test event, which will enable us for the next year to organize a full PWC competition. I'm very anxious to organize this kind of high-level competition. So I will definitely, if we organize it correctly this year, I will definitely apply for a bid for the next year. Okay, so count on that. Last year was the first edition of the SkyDreamers Open. It was a national championship. We had those sweet PWC letters. It was the Romanian Cup as well. Okay, the first and the only Romanian Cup event. Okay, and it was a category 2 competition. I mean, there are only 2, Cat 1 and Cat 2, and no category. So yeah, this year it will be a PrePWC. We will also have the PWC letters for all the participants, and the winner will go directly to the super final, as I already mentioned. It's the first round of the Romanian Cup, because this year there are 2 Romanian Cup rounds. Okay, so there will be a separate ranking from the nationals of Romania, and there, as long as there are 2 rankings from 2 separate competitions, Romanian Cup and Nationals of Romania, the National Championship of Romania, we will get separate sets of letters. Okay, this is for Romanians only. Okay, so yeah, we if you go to the both rounds of the Romanian Cup competitions, you will also be included in that ranking, and you will definitely get a letter. I mean, look at me. I took part in my first PWC with G or L letter. I don't remember very well, but in PWC Brazil 3 years ago, I got with a very, very low letter. So any letter is good as long as it's not X. Okay, X you get by default, and it doesn't help you very much. Okay, so it will be ranked in CIVL. You will get letters. Everything is good. Okay, we will have the same scorer as last year, Ivan Lukanov. We will have Cyril Lambert, or observer from PWC. Me, I will be a safety director. I will say if it's level 1 or 2 or 3, and I will have the last word in canceling, stopping, or a task. We will have Dan Pop, a very experienced pilot that flies in Brasov area. Yes, last year he was the task committee director as well. He proposed 3 very nice tasks. Okay, one of them happened, and yeah, it took us to to the very nice and beautiful Bucej Mountains, and then into the plains. And okay, we will have Cristian Tutunea. He will be the meet director for this competition. Yeah, and the parameters will be almost the same, or the same parameters as in any PWC competition. FTB will be 25%. I don't know. Scoring formula will be the same in PWC as in PWC. Everything will be the same. We will have live trackers, okay, and we will receive Telegram messages and locations, and the retrieve will happen, I mean, flawlessly, like last year. I mean, last year did happen flawlessly, so I don't have any. We will have the same retrieve director. I didn't put her here. Actually, I should have done this, you know. Okay, so the Mary of Săcele, remember this name because Săcele is a city, a small city, a smaller city than Brașov, is near Brașov, is like next to Brașov, you know, you go from one to each other, just crossing a bridge. The city of Brașov, the small city of Brașov, it's is helping us with a lot of stuff, you know, and they are giving us a big room for the headquarters in what is called the Multicultural Center, okay? And I will tell you the Romanian name, Centru Multicultural, because you should search this on Google. And I will give you this presentation after I finish, and this is a link here, okay? HQ, Centru Multicultural, it's a link, and you will go directly on the Google Maps and you will find it. It's almost in the center of Săcele city, okay? And we will have here, as I said, a big room which will be our headquarters. We will have our computers there, our everything, okay? You come for registration there. So you come here for the registration, you come here for the mandatory safety briefing, you come here for the presentations. Look at this nice theater hall. I mean, we did the presentations, some of the presentations here last year, and it was very nice. I mean, we have a projector, we have microphone, we have very comfortable seats. Okay, what can you ask more from this city's Mary? Okay, so this is all here in Multicultural Center is all the organization happening, you know, all the presentations. And okay, talking about the presentations, I want to make 5 presentations. I don't only want, but we will make 5 presentations from the first evening of the first day of the competition, okay? 13 is like registration day, okay? I consider 14th of May to be the first competition day. From the 1st to the 5th day of the competition, I assigned to specific well-known paragliding personalities, foreigners and Romanians, to give speeches, you know, to present a theme, okay? For example, we will talk about competition flying and scoring, which is very important, how to fly and how to score. This will be actually the first presentation because, yeah, it's not a fundamentals subject, okay? But it's good to be presented before the other tasks of the competition. Okay, we will have meteorology, we will have aerodynamics, we will have progress in paragliding and equipment maintenance. Okay, and we will speak about well-known places to fly in Europe. This is a very good subject for those Romanians who are afraid of flying in other places like the Alps, where it's this conception in Romania that there are very difficult places to fly, the thermal is very rough, and the conditions are very turbulent. Okay, we will speak about those well-known flying places in Europe. Okay, these presentations, of course, they are not made for the top pilots or very experienced pilots. These presentations are made for the beginners and intermediates. So, you know, it's like serial cup style. I always say this, but it's true. I mean, if we manage to do these presentations, it will be exactly like serial stuff, like serial cup stuff, and presentations. Okay, so Centru Multicultural or Multicultural Center is the HQ and the presentations headquarter. Okay, and here at Chairlift Bunloc, Telescaun Bunloc, remember this this name because Chairlift is Telescaun in Romanian. Okay, it will be our meeting point. In the morning, we meet here. Even if we go to Bunloc or the other takeoff, which is Postevaru, and you can see Postevaru, it has two medium dimension cloud cumulus on it in the foreground of this picture. Okay, in the background, in the second plane of this this picture, you can see Postevaru peak, and here in the first plane of the picture, you can see the big takeoff of Bunloc. This area will be delimited, and there are places for 4 separate wings. Okay, we will have a big area or a lot of area where you can prepare your paraglider, your equipment. Okay. Where you can rest, okay? And then when you want to take off, you simply equip, pick up your wing, and the stewards will help you in the takeoff area to spread the wing and just take off, okay? It's done in 20 seconds. Every 20 seconds, a pilot can take off from this big area. Okay, imagine Macedonia style. I mean, literally Macedonia style. In Macedonia, in Kruševo, you spread 3 or 4 wings. Okay, it's the same. Okay, so you have some benches, you will have garbage bins. You won't have any water here, for drink or for ballast. You should consider this. Okay, downstairs at the bottom station of the chairlift, you have water, but here upstairs you don't have. Okay. And the toilet is like usual in the Carpathians. Carpathians is in the woods. Okay. The second takeoff, it's the big mountain near Brasov. It's almost 1,800 meters. It's reached with the cable car. Okay. And for reaching the cable car, we meet at Telescaun Bunloc, okay, which I said is the meeting point. Okay, let me see again. This is the meeting point. Okay, so we meet there. We will take you with the buses. We go like 20 kilometers to Poiana Brașov, and there we take the cable car at the takeoff. Okay. It's very simple. If you want to search it on Google Map, it's called Capra Neagră cable car. Okay, and it's a pinpoint directly near this beautiful takeoff. The single thing with this takeoff is that it is not narrow at all, but there are some big trees on both sides. So this is an element of difficulty when you take off. You have to take into consideration that I don't know, to pay attention to those trees. Okay, so here I present to everybody, and at this competition as well, I will present the stewards, and I mean, they play a very good role, a very important role in the competition. They even take up the garbage after you guys. Okay, so please consider to make a favor, a personal favor to me, and just respect them and pay attention to what they say. I mean, every time we are competing, we are stressed, and although we are stressed, we have to respect those guys that do a very good job. And last year they did a very good job. Okay, so we have a picture with them here. It's very important that we have stewards. I mean, everybody who was in two kinds of competition, one with the steward, with some stewards, and one without any stewards, could see a big difference between them. Okay. The prize giving ceremony will take place in the same multicultural center in Săcele. Be careful, because Brașov has a multicultural center as well, but we are organizing the competition in Săcele, which is a smaller city, I mean, it's a big village. It's not a city at all. And it's a separate entity than Brașov. Okay. So all the prizes will go to a tombola. Like last year, it took me almost a half an hour to give all the small stuff we had. We had a lot of beer. We had a lot of buffs you put on your head, like. We had a lot of T-shirts. We had a lot of nutritive supplements from our sponsors, and it took a while to give them away. And after this, we have this beautiful and nice prize giving ceremony. The trophies, like last year, will be 3D printed. I mean, last year we had the 3D printed like Romanian map, you see, like a Romanian maps 3D printed, and it was written inside it SkyDreamers, and we had the wolf, the SkyDreamers wolf. This year we will have a 3D printed wolf. Yes, I'm not kidding at all. It will be the best trophy ever. Okay, so let me speak a little bit about the weather statistics and the flights that are done in this area of Brașov. First of all, if you search on XC Contest the flights from Brașov area, please take into consideration that the chairlift and the cable car don't work very well, and a lot of pilots from this area are very, let's say, not lazy. What's the other word? What? Commode? I don't know. Actually, they don't. Not all of them are willing to climb the hill with. Without a chairlift or cable car working, you know. And during the week, actually, it's very difficult to get upstairs. I don't know. It's the cable car policy, and I don't discuss it here. But take this into consideration, because you should find. There are several places on the internet. I just pick a Russian site. I don't want hate, but okay. So I found this very nice archive on the internet, and you can pick every day you want. I mean, from 10 years ago, you can pick every day, and you see the wind direction, wind intensity, wind direction, the cloud base, everything, the humidity, the pressure, everything. You can see everything. Okay, so just pick a date, okay, and then go on XC Contest and find that date, with the reserve that even if it's a good day and it's a Monday or a Tuesday, there is a possibility that no one is flying. Okay, it's not like the Alps where there are like 1,000 pilots at the bottom of the hill. Now here they are like hundreds of them, and they have work to do, and maybe they are lazy that day, and you know. But anyway, please check on the statistics. XE Contest is a very good and useful statistics tool. You should know how to search it. I mean, look at these coordinates. I placed them just well enough. I mean, well enough to include both takeoffs, Bunlock and Postavaru. I cannot zoom in here, but actually, if you see the dots, one of them is directly on the Postavaru takeoff, and the other one is actually directly on the Bunlock takeoff. So they are not so far away from each other. Okay, and you can, when you search, you can include both of them. After this, please exclude, look at all distance, and please exclude the flights that are less than 20 kilometers, because it's a very commercial area. There are a lot of tandems which are less than 5 kilometers. So just exclude those flights, those very, very short flights. And after you exclude those flights, just pick random flights in this period. And you will find out then that in May, we have a very, very good cloud base, which will make you reach 3,000 meters. And 3,000 meters in Romania, it's the limit of the airspace. Actually, it's a little bit higher than 3,000 meters, but for this competition, we will consider 3,000 meters, okay? GPS altitude. We will use GPS altitude for this competition, and it will be 3,000 meters. I mean, look at this guy. He's a local pilot, and in 13th of May 2018, he did this amazing triangle. I mean, look at these altitudes. You know, he took off at probably 12 o'clock, and immediately after, I mean, not immediately, one hour later, he was at 2,500, and he stayed there for a while. I mean, only when he went into the plains, into the fields, he got lower, but then back higher than 2,000 meters. Okay. There are a lot of flights in Brasov area in May, and all of them you can see in the mountains. They are higher than 2,500 meters. Actually, I made this observation that wherever they climb like 1,000 to 1,500 meters from the ground. Okay, and if the ground is at 2,000 meters or almost 2,000 meters, they climb 1,000 meters, and they are well above 2,000 or 2,500. Okay, this cloud base is actually bigger statistically and average, bigger than in the summertime. Yeah, in Romania we don't climb at 3,500, even if it would be possible by law. Okay. A body of ours just before the competition, 2 days before the competition, the last year's competition, made this very nice triangle, which is now the record of the Bunlock flying site. And yeah, the picture got screwed a little bit, but you can see the maximum altitude. You see it's like 2,700 or something. Another example, it's my best friend Igor, that he made this flight when he was a beginner to intermediate pilot, like me. I mean, exactly the same day I was flying with him in the area, and he made it almost all the flight higher than 2,000 meters. Okay, he stayed there. Let's talk about. I will have a special part in this webinar in which I will share my desktop and I will show you a 3D model of the area, and I will show you the possibilities of the tasks. Okay. And for that one guy who's wondering where Dracula's castle is located, I will give this up as well. Okay, so if you want to come in Romania, you have two possibilities. If you are a foreigner, of course, and you want to come in Romania, you should know that our airport is working fine, and from there you should go to the railway station, which is called Gara de Nord. As I wrote here, and I included a link to the Google Maps. You should use, because they work fine, Uber or Bolt for getting from the airport to the railway station, and from there it's like a 3 hours journey with the train. You go to Brașov, and from Brașov with the same Uber or Bolt or a regular taxi, you go to whatever your location will be in the area of our competition in Săcele. Okay. Well, if you are coming from Europe with and by car, it's almost impossible to miss Budapest. And from Budapest, to Budapest there are only highways, and from Budapest to Timișoara or to Deva there is a highway. There are word works, you know, and in Romania the roads are not so good. And imagine that from Budapest to the border you will make something like 3 or 4 hours, and from the border to Brașov it will take you like 6 or 7 hours. Just be patient, admire the scenery, and it will be just fine. Okay. Romanian drivers are good, are skillful, and yeah. If you plan a longer journey, just remember that on this way, Deva, Sibiu, and maybe Făgăraș, you can stop for a night and go to, you know, for tourism. Sightseeing. There are two recommended areas that you should search for habitation, location, I don't know. Okay. Here, look at the Telescaun Brașov. Is in the bottom left of this picture. Okay. And then look at my drone star, which is in the right up bottom of this corner of this picture. Okay, there is a star. Okay, that star is the multicultural center of Săcele, you know, and you should pick a location either closer to the Telescaun Bunloc or closer to the HQ. Okay. The third option is to pick something between. Okay. Another option, it will be to go to Hanu Domnesc, and the last, because it's the most expensive, would be to go to Ramada Hotel, which is a 4-star business hotel, and yeah, I stayed there a couple of times and it's a pleasure. But it will cost you around, I don't know, 600 euros for the whole competition, 6 or 7 nights. Okay. In Romania, the habitation is, I mean, one night of staying in a hotel, in a small hotel. We call it pensione, pension. I don't know, hostel. It's a guy's home that he transforms it in a small hotel. Okay. Actually, they are very friendly people, and you will enjoy this kind of habitation very much. Okay, so a night it will be around 50 euros, including the breakfast. Okay, one night will be around 50 euros. You can find cheaper, but don't go very cheap. I mean, below 30 euros per night, it will be a dumb shit. I said it. So this is a two-dimensional map of the area, and you can see Brasov area. Yeah, I will give you and I will explain this map in detail every time we need to explain it. I mean, when it's a briefing but as you can see, we have a lot of points on the mountains. We have a lot of points on the plains. And if you see, there is a place. Let me draw something here. There is a place called Bran. Okay, and this is Dracula's castle. And literally, if you want to fly over it, you can, because and I will propose to the task committee to make this task or something like this. Imagine that here is the takeoff, the Boomlock takeoff. You go and take the start on the bigger mountain behind the Boomlock. You can cross on Postovaru mountain. Then you can cross on Bucegi mountain. By the way, here in Bucegi mountains, there is the highest peak around, which is 2,500 meters. But there are very few days in a year that in which you can climb above it. I mean, you for sure need a 3,000 meters base. Okay, but anyway, we go near it. Okay, we can go near it, and then we can go above Dracula Castle. We go to this ridge here, which is Piatra Craiului mountain, very spectacular and very unique kind of massive rock mountain. I don't know, in this area. I mean, there is nothing like it. Okay, it's white and it's yeah, it's spectacular, just spectacular. And you can go, and we can go then and land in this airfield. Yeah, it's a small plane airfield. Okay, aerodrome or whatever you call it. Okay, so this task should be around 60 kilometers, and it should be accessible to the Enzos, but as well to the high E and B class wings. Okay, it shouldn't be very difficult. I mean, myself, I did several times this kind of route in Brasov area with my Nova mentor several years ago, of course. Okay, so this is the end of my presentation. I made it very short. I wanted to make it very not boring. I mean, it wasn't dynamic for sure, but I didn't want to make it very boring. Please tell me if you have any questions. The next part of my presentation, it will be to share my screen, and I will share some information anyway. But meanwhile, please write the questions, if you have questions, into the chat. And even if you don't have the, even if you don't have now, you know, the if you cannot write the questions and you still have questions after this presentation, please feel free to ask them to me on Facebook or WhatsApp or just or on the mail. I mean, send it whatever whichever way possible, and I will try to reply you. Okay. As you may know, SkyDreamers Open is a very small competition, is a very friendly competition. Okay, last year it was the Romanian Nationals. This year it's a PrePWC, and you know, maybe next year it will be a full PWC. It's nice to know to learn to fly in a new area, and why not try to win here? Okay, let me tell you about something about winning this competition. Before this, okay, so I don't see any questions in the chat. I will go to the next part of my presentation. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so I will show you now a few tools that help me or help me decide about this period of the year. I mean, this site, which has a very big archive, can tell you a lot about any day you just pick here. Okay, so if you go for 2021 and look at just 2 days before the competition, I think it was 9th, or maybe that was the first day. It slips me this information just right now, but anyway, I remember that it was a very good day. Okay, you can see here the wind gusts, the direction of the wind. Okay, you can see the type of the clouds. Okay, you can see the height of the base, and this height of the base, please read it like above the ground, and the ground could be at 1000 meters. It could be in the plains at 600 meters, and it can be at 1500 or 700 in the mountains. Okay, read it like this, because in the 9th of May 2021, it was definitely at 3000 meters. Okay, then you can check this date on ICSI contest. Okay, you have this tool. After you log in, you have this tool, Worldwide Flight Search. Okay, I won't use it again right now. I will just open one of my tabs, because I'm sure I have a flight from that date here. If I don't have, okay, it seems that I don't have. I don't have one after all. Okay, let me search one. So is this the boring part of the presentation? Yes, it is. It is the part of the presentation in which you can learn most. Okay, so if you don't want, if you don't know how to use this tool, just remember that you have to make the effort to learn it, because it's very, very useful. Okay, when you go to area, you have to know first the flights that are done there. What are the possibilities? What are the flights? We talk about this later. But now I'm just making my point, searching that day. Okay. Okay. First, I press filter, and then we go to the calendar, and we just pick the date. As I said, just pick the flights over something. Okay, yeah, this was 2 days before the competition. You can see Bogdan's flight. You can see my flight. You can see other very, very long flights this day. Just let me pick one random flight here. And right from the beginning, you can see it's a blue triangle. Okay, so this weather report, because this is what I'm interested. When I make my research, I'm looking at the weather from that day, and I'm looking at the flights that are done in that day. Okay, so just because RP didn't want to stay all the way on the mountains, prevented him to stay all his flight above 2,300 or something. Okay, because I remember that in the same day, I was staying. I stayed only, just one moment. I stayed only on the mountains, and just at the finish, I went over the plains, the field, just to close a triangle. And I remember that I was over 2,000 all the time. I mean, all the time I was literally freezing, you know. By the way, in this period of the year, you should have good gloves. I mean, winter gloves. Okay, and a few insulation and clothes. Okay, I mean, just dress properly, because it's cold at 2,500. Okay, super. Let me see. Okay, so when I choose the period of the year, I look at all the years, and I found out that there are 50% chances that we will have a very good day. A very good day for me means that we will have a task. A very good day means for me that we will have a very good task, and yeah, why not? We will enjoy it, you know. And after this, we will have a very good ranked competition. Well, I will let you make all this research by yourself. I will share with you the task that was made last year. Okay, and in the mail that I will send you after all, I will include this task with the top 10 pilots made in Airvry. Okay, and you will see the 3D model. I think if I run it now, my webinar will stop, because it's very resource intensive. But anyway, what was the task? We took off at Bunlock paragliding site. I mean, it's our main takeoff, and then we went for the start behind Bunlock. Behind Bunlock, it's a big mountain, almost 2,000 meters. It's called Piatra Mare. From Piatra Mare, we crossed a very big valley, like 3 to 4 kilometers long, to Postavaru Mountain, which is the secondary takeoff, and then we went to the beginning of Bucegi Mountains, which are the highest in the region. Okay. After that, we returned almost on the same route and on the small hills. Okay. And after the small hills, we went into the plains in the Brashov depression, and this depression is at 600 meters altitude. Okay, and return at the Bunlock chairlift. Okay, it's just behind the Ramada Hotel. Okay, let me tell you something about a strategy for winning your category, or being one of the best, or just reaching the end of speed section. As you can see, you have from Bunlock, you have a takeoff from 1,200 meters, which is very often below the inversion. And at 13 or 14 o'clock, you can brake naturally without much work. You can brake this inversion, but at the same hour it will be the start. So you have to be very careful, to be very, very slow and very determined to climb in those days in which the inversion is below. It's just a little bit higher than the Bunlock takeoff. Okay. As you may know, in the inversion, the thermals just spread and disappear, and you cannot climb efficiently or at all above the inversion. And this inversion is almost every time broken on the eastern part of Piatra Mare, which is the bigger mountain behind the Bunlock. It's a tough decision to go there, but after you watch, I mean, you can go on the Air Tribune website and go on SkyDreamers Open 2021 and download the tracks. Okay, and when you download the tracks, you can upload them in Google Maps tool or in Avery tool, or you can find a lot of tools that you can upload those and open the IZGC format and just look where the very first pilots could break the inversion. Okay, so you should study this. I'm sorry, but the first step for winning a category or winning a competition or doing a very good result, the very first step is just go and watch what others did in that region at what hour. Look at the previous forecasts, because you have the archive on the internet. Look at the previous competitions, look at almost, not every, but almost every track log file you can find. I mean, it's easy if all the guys just uploaded on XC Contest, but some of them maybe didn't on this day. Some of them maybe broke the inversion before the others, and this is what you have to study. Yes, in the paragliding competition and for making good flights, you always have to study something. I mean, you just don't just go there and make a very long flight. It's not like this. Okay, so after you study how the pilots got over this very tricky tricky part from the beginning. They have to climb over the inversion. You just look at what they did, those who consider to be your rivals. Okay. And my tip for the next competition, because it didn't happen much in this competition, in the last year's competition, just stay with the group. I mean, just form your group and stay with it. Okay, win your group, and then you win your class of wings. Okay, it's simple like this. I mean, easier said than done. Okay, but if you can manage to fly with those who are your level, and every time you push a little in front of them, you get some leading points. Okay, and at the end, if you push more, you get more leading points. Or if you stayed always in front, you can push at the end or not. You can ease on the speed. But anyway, in this kind of region like Brasov, where you have a very tricky start, you have very big valleys to cross. Okay, you have medium-sized mountains, you have very high mountains, and then you go into the plains. You always have to stay with the group. You always have to see what others are doing, not like what they are doing, what they can do, or what the conditions let them do. Okay, so if any of you will be at the European Championship this year, which is in Niš, in Serbia, in August, and or if you flew there, you should know that the Niš area is a very similar area with these mountains and this area in Brasov. Okay. Of course, they don't have Dracula Castle, but but imagine that they have this very nice and combination of takeoffs, which are, some of the takeoffs are high, like 1,800. Another takeoff is like 1,000 meters. And I think they have a third option, which is somewhere between 1,500. Okay, then you always have some kind of inversion at 13 o'clock. After that, you break it and the condition starts. But it's not the same condition everywhere. I mean, when you cross from a high mountain, in which in that area you have a very strong thermal, you cross on a small hill, you don't have that +4 anymore. You just have to settle with a +2 or just 1.5. Okay, so this is what I'm suggesting here. Just stay with your group and always observe the ever-changing condition, because it will ever change. Okay, it will change forever, and it will surprise you. And if you reach the goal, even if you're not the first, okay, but if you reach the goal in this kind of terrain, a very complex one, your satisfaction will be higher. Will be okay. You will be much more rewarded than if you reach the goal in an area like I don't know, Colombia, in which you just have you have one strong thermal, then the next strong thermal, and the next strong thermal, and the next strong thermal. Anyway, it's not that simple, but you get the idea. Okay. Okay, so just stay with the group. This is the only thing I can tell you to and observe. every time you have to observe what the others are doing, where the others are climbing or sinking or going, and stay up. Don't refuse a thermal, because as I said, if you go from one place to another and you have a weaker thermal, then you're tempted to leave it, because I go 1 kilometer further and I'll get a stronger thermal. No, look at this task, the single task we had last year. I mean, from the small hills of Târlungeni to the middle of the plains and then back to Ramada, we got only 0.5 thermals. I mean 1.5, but they were so weak. I mean, they were so painful. And until then, we were at the cloud base. We were at 2,800 meters with 3 meters per second thermals, and the day was well developed. So why did we settle with very weak thermals? Because we really wanted to get to the goal. And this is the main thing you want to achieve. Okay, remember, work together with the others, and if you can win, okay, you will win. If not, you will win. You all of you will win. Okay. Last year, the 10th place in the competition was done with a C wing. Okay, Marius Tănăsoiu, which won the sport class category, won. He came. Let me see the overall result. I mean, he came 1 hour after the leading eagle. I mean, and the leading eagle was with 6 pilots. And imagine 1 hour after, and he won his category. And actually, he almost all the way flew by himself. This is not the way it should be done. It's all I'm saying. Okay. Okay. Last thing, let me show you on the Google Maps some possible tasks that can be done. Okay, and I will leave you with I will let you do yourself the 3D. Just one moment, because my phone is ringing. Okay, the 3D, I don't know, simulation or view, because I don't think my webinar software and my Google Maps 3D or will handle it. Okay, so as I showed you, we can do triangles here, we can do straight lines, we can do anything we want. First, this is the big city of Brașov, which is a very beautiful city. You have an old town here. You have the Tâmpa mountain. You should definitely climb it by foot. It's like half an hour. And here you have the old city. Okay, definitely you should reserve one day to visit Brașov. You have a citadel here, the citadel of Brașov, which is situated in a hill just outside the old city. Okay, so from Brașov we can choose to go to the east to Bunloc, which I have a star on it. Okay, or you can choose to go to Poiana Brașov and then climb or go by chair or go by a cable car here at the takeoff. The takeoff, as I said, is marked on the map with this Capra Neagră, which is I don't know, in English is the goat, the mountain goat. I don't know, wild goat. Anyway, and you have here a very nice takeoff. Okay, this takeoff will be delimited. Okay, and the stewards will help you spread the wings and just fly from here. And it's a very good thermal just in front, about here. Okay, it's a very good. You cannot see the rocks, but here are some rocks. Okay, and they just generate themselves thermals. They trigger the thermals. They generate and they trigger. Okay, the thermal, and it's here is almost every time in a nice day, a sunny day, a +3. Okay, so let me simulate. Let me make just now a task. Let's say we have light southeast wind, and it's directly on this takeoff. Okay, we can start from here, from Postovaru. We can make out and return on the ridge of Postovaru, and at the back of the ridge we have here the rocks from, I don't know, the river valley, and it's a very good thermal area here as well. Okay, so we return at Postovaru and then we cross on Piatra Mare, and then maybe we go and cross to Secele and the small hills, and maybe return. Okay, and I will make a single leg here to Bucegi Mountains. Then we go on the hills near or next to Piatra Craiul, which I told you it's a very spectacular mountain. I don't think we will have the permission with the competition to go over it because of the wildlife, but anyway, we will make our best. And then in front of this hill, we go for the final glide. Okay, because here it's an airfield. I mean, it's, I think here. Okay, it's, yeah, here it's an airfield, and there you have 86-kilometer task, which you can shorten for sure to make it more accessible to the sea wings. Okay, actually could be done like this. Okay, or maybe just like this. You see, and in this flight you shoot a lot of rabbits, as we say in Romanian, because you have a high mountain takeoff and guaranteed lift just after the takeoff. You have a very big and nice area with a lot of thermals, nearby thermals. You can wait for the start in them, and then you just make tourism here. Yeah, I mean, this area is spectacular. You know, here in Poiana Brașov in the winter, it's the best. I mean, yeah, let's say it's our best ski resort in Romania. And then you cross the big valley, you cross it back, you go to the Bucegi Mountains. Last year here on this valley, a lot of pilots landed because they made the mistake not climbing enough. There are a lot of triggers here, but they are definitely the thermals they trigger. They are definitely weaker than the last thermal from Postovaru mountain. And if you don't get those weak thermals, you get here at Bucegi Mountains so low that you cannot find those very good thermal that are triggered above 1,500 meters here. Okay, in Romania, the alpine, the trees stop at about 1,600 meters of altitude. Okay, so you can see where you should reach I mean, you should reach here, okay? You should reach here for a good thermal, okay? Or at least here for a good thermal. If you are here on the forest, I mean, sometimes you can say goodbye to the flight, say hello to the beer and the ladies, and just call it a day. Okay. Other nice nice tasks in the area, in this area, and I definitely want to try them. Could be very long flights. I mean, imagine you have a strong south wind, a strong, weaker than last year's. Okay, weaker, but it's around, let's say, 10 to 15 kilometers per hour south wind. Okay, just imagine that you take off from Postavaru and you just draw a straight line. Okay, to what we call Odorheiu-Secuiesc. I don't know. It should be around here. Anyway, I don't see Odorheiu-Secuiesc around here, but okay. And just to make it a little trickier for everybody, we just come back for 5 or 10 kilometers. Okay, and this should be a very rewarding flight in the area. Okay. Imagine that if we just put a straight line, the obvious reason shouldn't be a straight line, right? But what is the right option? Okay, it would be probably around here, okay, on the hills, and not going directly into the straight line for the northest and furthest turn point. Okay. So, this being said, thank you for all your questions. I mean, no questions, just one, which is the link for the Facebook. I didn't have time to reply to that, probably in time. Sorry about that. Yeah. If you have any questions, just use the communications methods. Register on Air Tribune. After registering, you have my phone number, you have my email address, and my bank, my passwords, my bank account. No, I'm just kidding with you. Okay, so we keep in touch. Okay, register for the competition is probably the cheapest competition in Europe right now. 1,150 euros. And if you took part in the competition last year, the price you have to pay is 130 euros. Okay, so a lot of Romanian guys came last year, so they will pay only the smaller fee. Also, if you are a pilot who is beginning competition and didn't take part in any FAA competition, I mean cross-country competitions, then you will have a fee of around 100 euros, I think, or 90 euros or 100 euros. Anyway, you will get this mail just after you register on Air Tribune. Yes, Air Tribune is our main site in which we post the photos, the blog, the prepare blog. We have there the regulations and everything. On the FAA website, you can notice that we don't have a FI category assigned yet. I mean, we have no category. We should have a category 2 for this kind of competitions. I mean, it will take just probably 1 week or 10 days to get that category 2 there as well. So most Romanian people speak English. How easy it is to travel with English in Romania? our main language learned in school is English, not Russian. Okay. Yes, and I'm not joking about that. In Romania, we learn English, almost all of us, as our second language. I mean, we learn Romanian and then we learn English. So a lot of Romanians know English, and yeah, you will be fine with English, and maybe Spanish, because we watch a lot of Spanish telenovelas. Okay, it's just one subject that I want to talk about. If any bad weather days, we will organize, and I put this in my mind. We will organize, or we will tell you precisely where to go to have a good time. Okay, because near Săcele and near Bunloc, you can climb 5 hours on Piatra Mare, or you can climb first what is called the canyon. It's Canionul Șapte Scări. It's 7 stairs or something, and it's very spectacular. And after you climb into the canyon, which is 200 meters, I think, difference of height from the bottom to, okay, you can climb on Piatra Mare mountain, and yeah, but if it's a rainy day, it's like, but at least the canyon will worth it. Okay, you can visit Brașov, the Brașov area. You can visit the Bran Castle, which allegedly it's the Dracula's castle, but anyway, this is the American movies legend, Dracula. Actually, is not. There was no Dracula there, and there was no Dracula in the whole Transylvania. But anyway, okay. There are two very nice palaces on Prahova Valley, not far from Brașov and not far from Bunloc, like 30 kilometers away into the south. You can go to Peleș and Pelișor Castle. Yeah, there are some things you should do before, after, or in the rainy days if we will have in the competition. Okay, you can go hiking. You can go hiking on Piatra Craiului or in Bucegi Mountains. Okay, so last year some pilots went even to a go-kart circuit nearby, so they had a lot of fun. I mean, we are a civilized country after all, and we have all the tools you need to enjoy yourself. So this was my presentation. I was very nervous. I always do presentations, you know. I present stuff mostly in Romanian for like 15 years, but when it's in English and it's to this special audience, it's always it's a challenge, and I was very nervous, as you could tell. Okay. Yes, Robert, it will be possible to watch the replay. I think the replay even for me will be generated tomorrow in the afternoon, and as soon as I can download the replay, I will put it on my YouTube, and I will share it to all you guys that were registered in the first place, even if you couldn't join right from the beginning. Okay. In the same mail, I will probably attach a link where you can download the presentation that I made, so you have all the links that that I put there. Okay, so yes, Subir, it will be posted on my YouTube channel. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining this webinar. If any questions, you know where to find me. Have a good evening.